Hello dear students, today we will discuss about supply. So in the last classes we have learned about demand. So today we will be learning about supply. So as per demand, it is related to consumer, means demand was related to consumer. But when we study supply, we study as per producers, sellers or firm. So as the definition says, supply of a commodity refers to the amount of commodity that a producer is willing to produce or a seller is willing to sell at particular price and at particular period of time. So now let us discuss about law of supply. So when we have discussed about law of demand, it says that the inverse relationship between demand and price. But in supply, there is direct relationship between supply of a commodity and price. So when price of a commodity increases, what happens? The supply of a commodity will increase. And when price of a commodity decreases, supply will decrease, or the factors remaining constant. So this was the concept of supply as well as law of supply. And let us discuss the factors which affect the supply of commodity. The first factor is price of a commodity. Now what is price of a commodity? How it affects the supply of a commodity? As we have discussed in the law of supply, that when price of a commodity increases, supply is more or supply increases. But when price of a commodity decreases, supply decreases. Hence there is direct relationship between price of a commodity and supply. So the next factor will be price of related goods. Now to understand this factor, let us see one example. Suppose a farmer, he cultivates rice as well as wheat. Now if price of rice increases, what will happen? The supply of rice will increase. Farmer will cultivate more rice as compared to wheat. So this way, when price of one commodity increases, the supply for other will decrease. Here supply of rice will increase and supply of wheat will decrease. So we can see that there is inverse relationship between two related goods in supply. So the next point will be the price of factors of production. Now what are factors of production? Now factors of production can be land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So let us understand this by again one example. Suppose a producer produces a particular commodity, and to produce a particular commodity he requires laborers. Now the wages of labor increases. What will happen? It will increase the cost of production, means the cost of manufacturing or producing a particular commodity will increase. So when cost of production will increase, it will lower the profit. When profit will decrease, what will happen? Producer will supply less. So when prices of factors of production increases, supply will be less. So we can see that there is inverse relationship between cost of production, price of factors of production and supply. Clear? And when prices of these factors of production decreases, when wages decreases, what will happen? It will increase the profit and supply will be more. Clear? And the next one is state of technology. Now if good technology is used, if better techniques of production is used, what will happen? Output will increase. When output will increase, supply will also increase. And if the outdated techniques are used, what will happen? Supply will decrease, because outdated techniques will produce less output. Understood? And another is goals of the producer. So there is generally two types of objectives of the firms or producers, that is sales maximization and profit maximization. Now if the goals of the producer is sales maximization, the producer will supply more even if the prices are less. Even if prices are less, the supplier or producer will supply more, because here the producer or supplier, they want to gain prestige in the market. They want to dominate other firms in the market. So here if prices are less or high, the supply will be more. But if the objective is profit motive, if the sellers or producers motive objective is profit motive, so what will happen? They will supply more only at higher prices, which will give them higher revenue or higher profit. So the next one is transportation. Now if good transportation facility is available, what will happen? Supply will be more. Clear? Now if transportation facility is not available, it's very difficult to supply goods, so supply will be less. So these were the factors affecting supply. So today we have discussed about concept of supply, law of supply and the factors affecting supply. That's all in this video. Thank you students.